Hare Krishna, you're invited for a most joyous festival, the 18th annual Festival of the Chariot, Ratha Yatra 2024. Join us on Saturday the 13th of July on the east bank of Demerara. The parade starts at 2:30 p.m. from Bhubaneswar Mandir, Little Diamond, to 20th Avenue Diamond for a grand cultural program starting at 6 p.m. at the parking lot of the Advanced Healthcare International. Come and join us for uplifting music, good company, the best food, divine sights, family fun, and an epic spiritual experience. Join us on Sunday the 14th of July for the 8th inaugural anniversary of our temple at 3:30 p.m. at our temple on UG Road. We have special guests from Nigeria, His Holiness Bhakti Vasudev Swami, and Padmanayana Prabhu from Mayapur, India. We look forward to see you. For more information, contact 643-7898 or 621-1498. Hosted by Hare Krishna Study Center. See you there. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to Hare Krishna today. We're so happy that you've joined us today, and we have a very special segment today. As you see, our topic, Ratha Yatra 2024, the Festival of the Chariots. And with us here, we have His Grace Sanjaya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Many of you may remember him. He's been on your screens before, but he's a very prominent member of our society, especially our temple at the Hare Krishna Study Center on UG Road. He is one of our managers, and he also happens to be one of the organizers for this year's Ratha Yatra Festival. So last week we had His Grace Sachisutta Prabhu, and this week we are having His Grace Sanjaya Prabhu. So you would have heard last week that we have one of the organizer. You might be wondering who is the other one. So this is the other organizer, His Grace Sanjaya Prabhu. Welcome, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It's a pleasure to have you. This year's Ratha Yatra, as we've been highlighting for the past 2 weeks, it's on the 13th of July. We'll be parading from 2:30 p.m. starting at Little Diamond by the Bhubaneswar Mandir. It's right on the main road, on the highway, so you can't miss it. You'll see the cart with the big the canopy and everything. Devotees will be there. We'll start gathering there at 2:30 p.m. and then we'll start parading down towards Diamond. We'll turn into Diamond and go down all the way to 20th Avenue at Advanced Healthcare International. Their parking lot just next to the place there. We'll be having a wonderful cultural festival, a dynamic festival. We have various items planned. We have various types of presentations from our guests. And speaking of guests, we have His Holiness Bhakti Vasudev Swami from Nigeria. He's a very wonderful personality. You've met Maharaj before, eh?
Not sure.
Yeah, I think he came once. I don't know if it was 2015 or sometime around then. Maharaj was here, but he's a really, really lively person. When you see his smile, if you see our ads, you just saw our ads, and whenever you see our ads, you'll see a short video of him. He has a very infectious laugh. He's a very wonderful laughter. He's a very jolly person. And also, along with him, we'll be having another prominent devotee in our society, His Grace Padmanayana Prabhu from Mayapur, India. He's actually the head or the chairman of the Mayapur Institute. The Mayapur Institute is an educational organization in our headquarters. The headquarters of ISKCON is in Mayapur, India. That's in West Bengal, and he's the chairman of the educational institute there. This is a very wonderful opportunity to interact with these two wonderful guests, along with the many others that will be visiting us. We have devotees coming from Peru, from Trinidad, and from many other different places, from Suriname and so on. So it's a very packed and wonderful festival. The cultural program starts at 6 p.m. in the parking lot of Advanced Healthcare International. And on Sunday, we have a continued held-over celebration. The 8th inaugural anniversary of our temple, Hare Krishna Study Center. 8 years ago, we inaugurated our temple, opened the temple, and we've been serving the community since then, but even before then. But we're just celebrating the opening of our temple. So we'll have various devotees present about their experiences in Krishna consciousness, their experiences coming to the temple, what the temple means to them. And we'll be highlighting the various services that the temple has offered over the years as well. So with us here, Sanjaya Prabhu, we'd like to hear from him now, as he's one of the organizers of the festival. What excites you about this Ratha Yatra festival?
Hare Krishna. One thing that excited me the most is that the amount of people you'll be reaching and interact with. For example, people from all culture and all walks of society will be there attending the program. And when you interact with these individuals, There you will see that you will meet with them. They will ask, they will be inquisitive, find out about the program and the festival, and there will you have a chance to speak with them, enlighten them about Ratha Yatra. And something also is that when the parade will go on the street in marching and the parade through the street, sometimes what is amazing is that people from other culture, and they were so fascinated with the festival.
Right.
Seeing the cart on the street, they were so
It's
fascinated.
like a spectacle. Everybody's like, what the hell is going on here?
They were so fascinated, and see those reaction, see these people reaction, that will bring some actually some joy within, and you'll see people will dance. You will see people dance in the street along with the kirtan. When they hear the kirtan, hear the music, the vibration, they will also in the mood of it, and they will start to dance, and that actually will bring joy and bring a nice
it seems that this Ratha Yatra festival is like a family event. It's not just it's not just any sectarian thing, or even it doesn't have to be limited to any one specific section of people. It's open for everybody.
Yes, this festival is open for everybody, each and everyone, whether you're old, you're young, wherever corner you're coming from society, this festival is for you.
Because many people actually have that question. Some people feel it's only a Hindu festival or Indian festival. It's not that, right?
No, it's an open festival for each and every single one.
That's good to hear. And Prabhu, your experience of Ratha Yatra, I think you mentioned to me before that you came to Krishna consciousness because you came to this process of Bhakti Yoga because of Ratha Yatra?
Yes, actually that would be in Lusiknan Godo period. I think that was Trans-Pacific tarmac. The devotees would have
organized. I think that was 2009.
Yeah, they would organize that festival, and I attended that festival there. And there where I had the opportunity to see the whole festival. And what captured me the most is that growing up in the village, I used to go attend mandir, and you never see people dancing a bhajan or kirtan. So this thing was completely new for me. Seeing the devotees and the participants, they would have been dancing in the kirtan and especially during the arti time. So that was something very strange, and not only strange, but also it awakened something within me. Hey, I want to be like this. And I thought to myself I was a good dancer, so I want to be involved in the dancing also. So actually that, yes, the festival Ratha Yatra is all about having a good time in a spiritual environment.
And you've been hooked since then?
I paused for 2 years, and then I decided that I would come.
So you had to take some time to digest whatever you experienced, and then, but your experience from Ratha Yatra is from that first experience of Ratha Yatra. How has Ratha Yatra? You've been experiencing. Let's say it was 2009. You've experienced many Ratha Yatras since then. Hasn't it got a bit stale? The same thing every year?
No. Actually, what happened? There is more experience. Every year there's a different experience. For example, recently I went out. For this year, we planning the Ratha Yatra, and I went out. And I saw the most beautiful smile on a gentleman when he received this invitation for Ratha Yatra. I think that my whole mood of the whole Ratha Yatra, that smile is priceless. But see that one received the invitation. Yeah, received that invitation, and he just gave a smile. It's priceless. But just received that invitation.
So it's a new experience every year.
Every time, every festival, every Ratha Yatra.
I think that proves that illustrates, not proves, it illustrates one of the qualities of the Lord. He's called Navayovana. Lord Jagannath, he's the Lord of the universe, and he's called Navayovana. Means that he's ever youthful, ever fresh. Right? So it's not that, last year we had the same festival, this year we're having the same festival again, man, it's boring. No, it's not boring. It gets better. It gets better every year. And if it is not getting better, then it's not something wrong with the festival.
Not only getting better, but it's also getting sweet and sweet.
It's getting, yes. So it's a wonderful experience to be able to, even me personally, being in Ratha Yatras over the years, it's always been a festive time, as you mentioned, seeing everybody coming together. I think that is what makes people in general, not just for Ratha Yatra, not just for any event. A lot of people congregating together for a common good purpose, especially if it's for a spiritual or for a good cause. It's always an uplifting experience.
Definitely, being in that, being in this surrounding, being in that environment, actually, it uplift us. It uplift ones, and you want to dive deeper. You want to dive deeper within yourself, meaning going deeper to not only experience the feeling, but also have some questions, deep questions that baffle humanity from since time.
Right. For youths, like young people, how you always say that you're young at heart and you like to be among youths.
Of course, yes.
For the youths, what message do you have for them? Because a lot of people, they might not want to identify with a religion per se, and this might seem as a religious festival. What advice or what encouragement do you have for them to come and experience this festival?
For the youths, I think it's simple. Youths, they love to entertain. So this festival here is all about, not only, it's an entertainment, but you do it for the Lord's pleasure.
Right.
You will have music, you will have a feast, you will have dancing, you will have, so many things will be going on. So the festival is all about entertainment in a spiritual environment.
That's amazing. That's good to hear. So once again, our festival is on the 13th, if you've now joined us. The festival is on the 13th of July. That's just a week or two, maybe a little over a week away. And you're invited. Bring your family, your friends, anybody. As Prabhu mentioned, it's not just a religious something. It's an experience that you can come and experiment with the experience. Come and experiment with the experience. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, then that's also great. We welcome anybody, everyone and anyone are welcome. You'll see on our banners, we've put up a few banners. They've put on the banners, everyone, anyone, all are welcome. So anyone is welcome to come and join us, and we encourage you to please come. When we are all one family. Our motto, the motto of our country is one people, one nation, one destiny. So in that sense, we are all one people, one nation. And oftentimes, we use this example recently. When we go to a family event, we want all the family to be together. And when everybody is together, then we have the most fun. And it's the most memorable event. So we invite everybody to come. We are all family. We're all citizens of this wonderful country. And we'll be happy to invite you to engage in a most uplifting experience. We promise you that you'll have a wonderful experience. Please come and join us on the 13th of July. Remember, the parade starts at 2:30 p.m. at Little Diamond, opposite the Bhuvaneshwar Mandir, going into Diamond, and we'll go all the way to Advanced Healthcare International. That's on 20th Avenue. In their parking lot, we'll be having a wonderful cultural program starting at 6 p.m. There are new roads provided by our wonderful government. and everybody, and all the contractors and everybody will be testing out and blessing all of these roads, because they'll be facilitating the devotees to come to this festival, so there are no excuses. You have 2 routes to reach the festival. So please come and join us, bring your friends and family, and we'll see you next week. But before we go, we have a very wonderful documentary that highlights Ratha Yatra, or the origin of Lord Jagannath. As you see in our background, we have a very wonderful temple. This is the temple of Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri, in Orissa, that is in the eastern part of India, the eastern section of India. So there's a wonderful documentary by National Geographic that highlights this festival of Ratha Yatra and Lord Jagannath. You'll also have a glimpse of Ratha Yatra, what it means. In Puri, thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people come without invitation. There are no TV programs like these to invite people, but yet people congregate there for this festival. It's a wonderful experience, and I hope you have fun looking at this documentary, and I hope it inspires you to come and join us on the 13th of July. Do you have any concluding words, Bro, before we go towards the video?
Yes, I just want to encourage each and every one to come out at the festival, attend the festival, and experience what we have to offer.
Right. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for so kindly joining us, and thank you all for your kind attention. Please enjoy the documentary, wonderfully provided by National Geographic. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, you're invited for a most joyous festival, the 18th annual Festival of the Chariot, Ratha Yatra 2024. Join us on Saturday the 13th of July on the east bank of Demerara. The parade starts at 2:30 p.m. from Bhubaneswar Mandir, Little Diamond, to 20th Avenue Diamond for a grand cultural program starting at 6 p.m. at the parking lot of the Advanced Healthcare International. Come and join us for uplifting music, good company, the best food, divine sights, family fun, and an epic spiritual experience. Join us on Sunday the 14th of July for the 8th inaugural anniversary of our temple at 3:30 p.m. at our temple on UG Road. We have special guests from Nigeria, His Holiness Bhakti Vasudev Swami, and Padmanayana Prabhu from Mayapur, India. We look forward to see you. For more information, contact 643-7898 or 621-1498. Hosted by Hare Krishna Study Center. See you there.
One of the four sacred abodes of Hinduism, where ancient legends still live on. The city of Puri in eastern India gears up once every year for a magnificent journey of the gods. As Lord Jagannath, the Lord of the universe, and his siblings take their yearly summer vacation in 3 grand chariots. And this time, after 19 years, as per tradition, the gods will shed their old bodies and acquire new ones. The humble hamlet of Puri will transform from a population of 200,000 to over 1 million to become one of which is a spectacular visual drama, a riot of color, sound and culture, where history, craftsmanship and legends come alive. Puri is a sleepy seaside town in eastern India, and since time immemorial has drawn to its shores pilgrims, adventurers and explorers. I am Rajiv Khandelwal, an actor, a traveler by passion, an explorer at heart. And today, I am in the city of Puri in the eastern state of Odisha. This city is the abode of the Hindu god Vishnu, popularly known in Puri as Lord Jagannath, which, if loosely translated, means the Lord of the Universe. I am here to witness an age-old tradition steeped in faith, to discover the stories of this holy city. Puri is also called Shri Purushottam Dham, the abode of Lord Vishnu on earth. Hindus believe in the Holy Trinity, Brahma the creator, Shiva the destroyer, and Vishnu the preserver. According to beliefs, Vishnu takes various avatars down the ages to protect humanity from evil. Lord Vishnu is also worshipped as Krishna or Narayan, and here in Puri as Lord Jagannath. Situated across the 4 corners of the country, Puri, along with Rameshwaram, Dwarka and Badrinath, makes the Char Dham or 4 holy abodes of Hinduism. The home of Lord Jagannath attracts thousands of pilgrims every year, as these dhams or holy abodes are considered sacred by the Hindus to be visited once in their lifetime.
जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ को बहुत विश्वास मोर सबुदिन मोर आशा विश्वास को सामान्य सब पूर्ण करन।
अभी तक मैंने भगवान से जो जो मांगा है मेरे को भगवान ने पूरा दिया है।
भगवान के ऊपर कितनी आस्था है, जब तक के सांस है तब तक के उनके ऊपर आस्था है अपनी।
The idea of India is not created by politicians or kings, it is created by pilgrims who traveled across India. So traveling and to a holy place, to a river or to a mountain or a cave is been recorded for at least 2000 years. So the yatra is a very important idea in Hinduism.
The idea of yatra has a special significance in the holy city of Puri, where the gods themselves go on a journey each summer. This hugely popular event is called the Ratha Yatra, or the chariot parade. Lord Jagannath and his siblings, Balbhadra and Subhadra, travel a distance of about 3 kilometers from their resident Jagannath Temple to the neighboring Gundicha Temple in 3 magnificent chariots. Thousands of pilgrims travel from around the globe to catch a glimpse of the beloved Lord during the yatra, in the hope of gaining nirvana or salvation. Puri begins to prepare for the chariot ride more than 2 months before the event. The preparations get a kickstart with sourcing of wood from the nearby ex-princely state of Dasapara. Three towering chariots, one each for Lord Jagannath, his brother Balabhadra, and his sister Subhadra, are constructed from scratch every year. And there are no written instructions for the craftsmen. Instead, all the knowledge is handed down orally from one generation to another. Incredibly, the construction of these gigantic chariots is based on the centuries-old tradition of using handspans to measure the wood.
कोई भी माप 1 इंच का माप भी माप है, हाफ इंच का माप भी ऊपर नीचे नहीं होना चाहिए. जितना भी स्ट्रक्चर है हाथ काठी के जरिए जो भी पार्ट्स का माप अलग अलग है, उसी माप से पर्टिकुलर उसी माप से बना जाता है.
While work on the chariots is on, I head to the most iconic landmark of Puri, the temple of Lord Jagannath. One of the greatest attractions of Puri is the magnificent Jagannath Temple, which we see today, built in 12th century in honor of the Lord. It sprawls over 400,000 square feet of land, with an imposing fortifying surrounding wall about 22 feet high. The main structure rises to a height of 200 feet, almost as high as the famous Taj Mahal. The main temple is surrounded by 30 smaller temples of varying sizes, housing different gods of the Hindu pantheon. It has a wheel right on top, made of 8 metals, known as the Neel Chakra or the blue wheel. The wheel symbolizes the primary weapon of Lord Vishnu, the Sudarshan Chakra, while serving an important practical purpose as it protects the high-rise temple from thunderstrokes. Every day, a flag is hoisted on the wheel. A sevak or servitor, harnessed only by faith, climbs up swiftly to change the flag nearly 200 feet above the ground. The temple has always been an important pilgrimage center down the ages. Pilgrims came from all across the country. They traveled by elephants, by camels, by palanquins, by foot, braving highway robberies, treacherous forests, rough rivers, some devotion. In fact, if I were a pilgrim before 1840, I would actually have to pay pilgrim tax. No, I'm serious. The pilgrim tax, apparently introduced in the 17th century, was a source of revenue for the government of Odisha on account of the popularity of the temple. As per administrative orders of the temple authority, only Hindus are permitted to enter the temple.
One important theme in Hinduism is purity, and it's ritual purity. It's not hygiene, not purity as we think of it today. These practices were there in ancient Rome, these practices were there in ancient Egypt. Another reason they are kept out is because you can't turn a religious place into a tourist attraction.
The entry to the temple is through 4 massive, intricately carved gates. The Lion's Gate, the Elephant Gate, the Horse Gate, and the Tiger Gate. The deity of Lord Jagannath is steeped in history, and a fascinating legend surrounds the origin of Lord Jagannath. Once upon a time, a king called Indradyumna ruled central India. He was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu and had an ardent desire to see him. One day, a traveling mendicant came visiting the court and told him that Vishnu was worshipped in his truest form as Neel Madhav in Odisha. The king immediately ordered the head priest's brother Vidyapati to head to Odisha in search of Neel Madhav. After a long, tiring journey, Vidyapati reached Odisha. There, he found the tribal chieftain Vishwavasu secretly guarding Neel Madhav. He pleaded Vishwavasu to show him the place of worship, but the tribal chieftain refused. Vidyapati continued to stay in the village. Eventually, he fell in love with Vishwavasu's daughter and in time got married to her. Soon after the wedding, Vidyapati cajoled his wife to convince his father-in-law for just one glimpse of Neel Madhav. On his daughter's insistence, Vishwavasu finally agreed, but on one condition. Vidyapati would be taken blindfolded. But Vidyapati managed to outsmart the tribal chieftain. On his way, he dropped mustard seeds to later track his way back with the king. Upon reaching the secret cave, once the blindfold was removed, Vidyapati was spellbound to see the most magnificent image of Neel Madhav. He rushed back to tell his king, who at once set forth to catch a glimpse of his beloved lord. But later, when the king reached the cave with Vidyapati, he found it to be empty. Neel Madhav had disappeared. The king was devastated. Where would destiny lead him next? Would Lord Vishnu ever appear to him again? With the chariot festival about a month away, June becomes the most critical month for the chariot makers. Under the blazing summer sun, the craftsmen are working relentlessly to complete the magnificent structures in time. Once ready, each rath or chariot will be over 40 feet high, roughly the height of a 4-story building.
स्ट्रक्चर बनता है, जब पहिए खंजा फिटिंग हो जाते हैं, उसके ऊपर पिलर लगाए जाते हैं, तो पिलर का साइज का कितना भी माप है, नीचे से तैयार होकर डायरेक्ट लगता है, वहाँ से यहाँ से डायरेक्ट तैयार होकर वहाँ फिटिंग किया जाता है.
The artisans begin first with the colossal wheels. Then comes the axle, and then the rest of the body. A total of 42 wheels are needed for all the chariots, and their proportions are extremely important, for it is the wheels that will ensure a smooth journey for the gods. Three different teams, one for each chariot, race against the clock to finish the mega structures in time for the grand event.
Hinduism 2000 years ago went through a major transformation. Before that there was a Vedic systems which were highly abstract and restricted only to the Brahmins. So Hinduism sort of redefined itself from the Vedic way to the Puranic way and started presenting itself through stories. And there were three major groups of stories: the Shaivite, the Vaishnavite and the Shakta. And this particular temple of Jagannath Puri is within the Vaishnava framework. And the Vaishnava framework typically is about celebration of life. So the deity lives like a king. He lives a full life. He gets up in the morning, he's bathed, he wears different kinds of clothes. Every day the god is served food 6 times.
हमारा एक मान्यता है हिंदू धर्म में, जो भगवान विष्णु हर रोज पृथ्वी पृष्ठ में आते हैं। रामेश्वरम में जाते हैं स्नान करने के लिए, उसके बाद द्वारिका जाते हैं, उधर ये श्रृंगार होके सारा देश का चलाते हैं रजा होके। मध्याह्न में भगवान विष्णु पुरी में आते हैं, यहाँ पे वो खाना खाने के लिए आते हैं। और जिस अन्न को ब्राह्मण लोग क्या देवता लोग भी तरसते हैं पाने के लिए, ये इसी क्षेत्र का महत्व, ये खाने का पीठ है, क्षेत्र है।
I need to get a taste of the reason why Puri is considered the dham where the Lord feasts. I am about to experience food from a kitchen which can feed 100,000 people in a few hours' notice. The food is cooked in one of the largest temple kitchens in the world. About 100 feet long and 150 feet broad, it looks like a fortress from the outside. The chief cook of the temple took me for a tour to the nearby market from where the raw material is sourced every day. Only vegetables indigenous to the region are used for cooking the meal for Lord Jagannath.
अच्छा ये बताइए, ये मार्केट कितना पुराना है?
ये हजारों साल पुराना मार्केट है, उसका नाम है लक्ष्मी बाजार। आसपास का जो खेत है वहीं से सब आता है। आलू, बिलाती आलू, टमाटर, गोभी और भिंडी, ये सब यूज नहीं होता है। मिर्च, ग्रीन चिली, कद्दू यूज होता है। कद्दू ट्रेडिशनल है।
Daily, Lord Jagannath enjoys 56 varieties of food items. Seems like a Lord who loves to feast. Over 1,000 pots, 600 cooks, and only the ancient technique of using wood goes into making special dishes for the Lord.
सब ट्रेडिशनल चूल्हा में बनता है। जो चूल्हा भी है वो अद्भुत चूल्हा है, जो करीबन 3.5 फुट ऊंचा का चूल्हा है। चूल्हा में एक साथ 9 से 12 मिट्टी बढ़ता है। मिट्टी में हम लोग खाना बनाते हैं, जो एक बार यूज होता है, उसके बाद उसको तोड़ा दिया जाता है।
And it truly feels like a place where the gods feast. Reputed to be one of the largest kitchens in the world, there are about 600 cooks who prepare what is called the Mahaprasad. The food is first served to Lord Jagannath, then to goddess Vimla, after which it is deemed the Mahaprasad. One of the most spiritual experiences for the visitors who have poured into Puri is the partaking of this Mahaprasad. It is an integral part of the visit to the temple. The kitchen feeds nearly 25,000 people every day. But with the Yatra around the corner, it needs to gear up for double that number. Centuries of myths, legends, and history have woven themselves into a rich culture of traditions and beliefs around Lord Jagannath, one of the most unique gods in the Hindu pantheon.
The images are deformed. That's the first thing which strikes you. You have a god with circular eyes and no ears and no hands, no feet. That deformity surprises you. It's almost like a totem, a tribal totem.
And this imperfection takes us back to the legend of how the tribal god Neel Madhav came to be worshipped as Lord Jagannath, the Lord of the universe. On King Indradyumna's instructions, his trusted servant Vidyapati managed to locate the truest form of Lord Vishnu, worshipped in the forest of Odisha as Neel Madhav. On hearing this news, the king immediately set out on pilgrimage to Odisha. But when he made his way into the secret cave, he found that the image had disappeared. The king was devastated. But he received a divine vision that he should go to Puri and draw ashore a log of wood which would be floating on the waves. The king obeyed and found a log floating on the shores of Puri. Ecstatic, he brought it to the palace, only to face a greater challenge. No one could carve through that hard wood, and since no one else had seen Vishnu, no one could carve the figure in his likeness. When the task was getting impossible to execute, Vishwakarma, the artisan of the gods, appeared in the guise of an old carpenter. He convinced the king that he could carve out the idols on the condition that no one should disturb him for 21 days. The king readily agreed. After the 15th day, the queen grew impatient and persuaded the king to open the door. There, to his dismay, he saw that the carpenter had disappeared, only to leave behind wooden images in their incomplete form. And it is believed that the same form of these iconic wooden idols is housed in the famous Jagannath Temple in Puri. Today, Puri is abuzz with anticipation. It is June and an important ritual is taking place. Snan Purnima, or the bathing ceremony. Every year, the idols of Lord Jagannath and his siblings Balabhadra and Subhadra are brought out and bathed with 108 pitchers of water. Traditionally, after this ritual, the gods fall ill and take 15 days to recover. During this time, the main temple remains shut, only to reopen again at the time of the Ratha Yatra. But this year, the temple will remain shut for 45 days and the gods will not recover. What is most fascinating about the legend of Lord Jagannath is that he dies like mortals. He, along with his brother Balbhadra and sister Subhadra, are given new bodies. The ceremonial process is called Nab Kalibar. Nab meaning new and Kalibar meaning body. The transition from the old wooden body to a new one.
This is one message that death is inevitable for anybody. So we live with ego, we live with pride, arrogance, stubbornness. But here the Lord is telling, look, I came, I'm going. Get ready.
As per tradition, the ritual of re-embodiment and replacing of old wooden idols with new ones takes place every 8, 12 or 19 years. The millennium's first Nab Kalibar is in 2015, which is being celebrated after a gap of 19 years. Soon after Snan Purnima, the engravings of the new idols begin. According to the legend, King Indradyumna impatiently stormed in and interrupted the artisans' work. But in current date, nobody is allowed to disturb the artisans. They work in complete seclusion and not even the king is allowed in. I will be meeting the current king, Gajapati Maharaj Dibya Singh Deb, to uncover more stories about the tradition.
Kings of Odisha had this responsibility or obligation of serving Lord Jagannath. They were known as the first sevaks or servants of the Lord. And this tradition continued through centuries. And it is not one dynasty, but many dynasties which succeeded to this tradition. During Rath Yatra, all the three lords are seated on their respective chariots. The king has to go and perform the first seva, the first service, and that also involves sweeping of the floor around the throne on the chariot, which is very unique and makes us wonder why the king is doing something which normally we find someone very low down in our social hierarchy do, sweeping the floor. So that is very amazing. This is, in my opinion, to say that before the Lord, there is nothing high or low. And everything we do, even the smallest of our actions, should be dedicated at His feet.
Barely a few days remain to the Rath Yatra. The blazing heat has given way to rain. Every cog in the wheel needs to work in synchronicity for the event to go off flawlessly. The chariots are in the final stage of their making. The craftsmen give finishing touches to these mega structures. Only the charioteers and the horses, which are done right at the end, are left to be completed. Frames and wheels are decorated with colorful designs inspired from Odishan temple architecture. The frames are then covered with intricately embroidered black, cream, red and yellow cloth. "2,500 constables and 150 traffic constables are in place to keep a close guard on the devotees and ensure their safety. As the time draws closer to the Rath Yatra, the mood becomes electrifying. With faith comes a surreal energy which suffuses those who have traveled far and wide to the holy city. Passion rides the air. A day before the main event, the chariots are pulled to their parking place, right outside the lion's gate of the temple, where they await their divine passengers. Tomorrow, the curtains will rise on the spectacular Rath Yatra. The day has finally dawned, when all of Puri resounds with faith and becomes a mega religious hub. After a gap of 19 years, old deities of Jagannath Temple have been replaced with new ones and will finally be brought out for Nap-Kalibar Rath Yatra. Three towering chariots, a 5-layered security cordon, about 10,000 security personnel, close to 164 police platoons, and over 1.5 million devotees who have travelled from all over the world to be here for the Maharath Yatra or the Grand Chariot Parade. The three massive and magnificent chariots belong to the three main deities. The first one belongs to Lord Jagannath. The next one, the one in the center, belongs to Lord Jagannath's sister, Subhadra. And the one on the extreme left in red and green belongs to Lord Jagannath's brother, Balabhadra. These ropes that you are seeing, which are lying in front of me, are used to pull these massive, magnificent chariots. But these are no ordinary ropes. These ropes are considered to be so auspicious that a mere touch of it will help you absolve all your sins. Did you note that the word Juggernaut in English has been inspired by Jagannath, Lord Jagannath? Back in the 18th century, a lot of English writers used to feel that this was that god who used to crush the devotees who would throw themselves in front of the wheels of this chariot. And it's not surprising, considering the size of the chariot wheels, which are about 7 feet in diameter. The time is approaching for the deities to be brought out of the temple. Nothing deters the faithful who wait restlessly under the blazing sun. As the temperature rises, so does the fervor. This frenzy that you see right behind me happens every year here in Puri. Every year there's a turnout of about 500,000 to 1 million of devotees who come to see their God. But this year, the turnout is expected to be a staggering 1.5 million or above. The 20th century had 6 documented Nab Kalibars from 1912. 2015 is the millennium's first Nab Kalibar, and the celebrations are grand. The moment is here. Close to noon, the gods are brought out of their home in an elaborate ritual called the Pahandi. First to be brought out is Lord Jagannath's brother, Balabhadra, who is brought out in a step-by-step motion, swaying to the passion of the devotees as they sing and dance in joy. He is placed in his waiting chariot. Next, Lord Jagannath's sister, Subhadra, is brought out almost in a lying down posture and carried to her chariot. Once Balabhadra and Subhadra are brought out, the crowds wait for Lord Jagannath. Dancers perform traditional Odissi dance to the accompaniment of Odishan percussion instruments, and crowds jostle to see their beloved God. Finally, Lord Jagannath is brought out, and the devotees are ecstatic. The gods are in their seats, but there is one important ritual left before the chariots begin to roll. The Chera Pahandra, which is performed by the king. The king leads a royal procession to the chariots, which he then proceeds to sweep with a golden broom and bow down to Lord Jagannath. The ritual goes back several hundred years and symbolizes the subjugation of the temporal and the spiritual. Back in the 12th century, the emperors of Odisha declared themselves as servants of Lord Jagannath and have ruled this land ever since as his representative. The ritual is also a demonstration of the unique philosophy of integration and unity symbolized by Lord Jagannath. There is absolutely no distinction between caste, creed, or any other barrier during the entire festival. The horses are mounted. 4 thick long ropes made of coconut fiber, nearly 250 feet long and 8 inches in diameter, are attached to each chariot. And the journey begins. It is an incredible moment when the Raths begin to move. The giant wheels start rolling and the crowds go hysterical. The chariot of Lord Balabhadra is called Taladhwaja, after the palm tree seen on his flank. It is 44 feet in height and has 14 wheels. The smallest chariot belongs to Subhadra and is called Darpadalana, or literally the trampler of pride. It rises 43 feet high, has 12 wheels and is decked with black and red cloth. And finally, Lord Jagannath's Rath. 45 feet high with 16 wheels, called Nandi Ghosha, bedazzles with its red and yellow cloth and with giant wheels. The Ratha Yatra is a symbolic journey. In the sacred Hindu text Upanishads, Rath is defined as body, and this distance is believed to represent symbolically the path the body takes to reach its destination or nirvana, or salvation. The crowds throng around the chariots, pulling the ropes. A spectacle which redefines faith in more ways than one. Almost 5 hours and 3 kilometers later, the chariots finally reach their destination, the Gundicha Temple. And with the same fervor and passion, the deities are taken in. This marks the start of the 7-day sojourn of the deities, after which they will go back to their residing home, the Jagannath Temple, from the Gundicha Temple. The grand festival is over, and I go back to where I belong. What I take back with me are memories of a larger-than-life spectacle. Stories that have connected generations. Images of traditions that date centuries. I'm going back richer, with legends wrapped in faith that move millions. Truly, what our body cannot endure, faith can.
Hare Krishna, you're invited for a most joyous festival, the 18th annual Festival of the Chariot, Ratha Yatra 2024. Join us on Saturday the 13th of July on the east bank of Demerara. The parade starts at 2:30 p.m. from Bhubaneswar Mandir, Little Diamond, to 20th Avenue Diamond for a grand cultural program starting at 6 p.m. at the parking lot of the Advanced Healthcare International. Come and join us for uplifting music, good company, the best food, divine sights, family fun, and an epic spiritual experience. Join us on Sunday the 14th of July for the 8th inaugural anniversary of our temple at 3:30 p.m. at our temple on UG Road. We have special guests from Nigeria, His Holiness Bhakti Vasudev Swami, and Padmanayana Prabhu from Mayapur, India. We look forward to see you. For more information, contact 643-7898 or 621-1498. Hosted by Hare Krishna Study Center. See you there.
Parama